Hey everybody, welcome back to X-Plane 11. I am Bill, and we are again on PilotEdge online ATC network, and it's a little bit windy in SoCal, so John Wayne is going the opposite direction, as you can see by the windsock there, maybe. Kind of referred to as reverse ops, and it's I haven't really checked the weather anyplace else. I actually only knew it was reverse because when I was driving home from work, I could see planes landing in the other direction. So I thought this is fun. It's always fun going the other direction because it happens so infrequently. It looks very bizarre. Also, I have loaded up the SimCoders Rep Pack F33 Bonanza. This is a Coronado Bonanza with the Rep Pack attached to it. And the last time I tried flying in this plane, it turned into a 5-hour stream of this just somersaulting. It was a mess. Hopefully they fixed everything. I don't know. I'm going to fly it until it breaks and see what happens, but I'm going to take this thing up to Camarillo and back, which is the flight that I did for my first solo cross-country flight, and it's very fun flight. I love it, and I haven't done it in a while, so I'm looking forward to doing the Bravo transitions over LA. Ryan, you got the plane for an hour and a half. Sweet, dude. Yeah, that'll be some good night landings. Verity, what's happening? Joe, happy Monday. Good to see you as well, Joe. All right, I love this livery. Finbar is a magician. I love it. I didn't even know that this was the seal for Orange County until he did it. So let's get this thing started, and once we get it started, we'll use that time to warm up and get this cable routed here. We'll warm the engine up and then get the clearance stuff ready to go, which won't be too hard, but I would rather do that once the engine's going. Plan is to do 3 full stops and then touch and goes until I feel like stopping. Perfect plan, man. That is what I would do too. All right, parking brake is set. So my real world experience in this plane, we've talked about it before when I've flown this, is pretty limited. In terms of hands-on flying, but my instructor Brad, who we all know, flies a Bonanza. So I've been up with him for a long time. We have a new audio cue in Brad's honor.
You bastard! That was going to be money.
Do you put your plane on autopilot when you go IRL, and you just watch the scenery while in flight? Moneyball, that's a great question, and yeah, sometimes I do. I mean, you don't really just like watch the scenery while in flight, specifically, but yeah, I do. Just I will put it on autopilot and be able to look out a little bit. Okay, so that's plenty of fuel. I'm definitely not 75 pounds. I'm going to update that just to be a little bit more realistic, and I'm not flying with anybody that's 70 pounds either. If anything, somebody that's maybe 140. It's pretty good. But yeah, autopilot is nice if you can get it. Okay, so parking brake is again set, and let's get the actually I'm gonna, before I turn that thing on, let's check the maintenance report to see if anything needs to be addressed here. They make it very easy to have autopilot to go through here and quickly do a pre-flight and just see if anything's red, and it does not look like anything is red. So let's go master and okay. Battery and alternator on. That was weird. And let's get the beacon on. Let's go throttle, crack that. Mixture full in. Do you have a radio station reception when you are flying so you can listen to the radio while you fly so you don't get bored? I know, but I have not gotten bored yet flying. I haven't been on a flight long enough, I don't think, to be bored. What was the longest leg I had was like an hour and a half maybe, and that's really not long enough to get bored, and it maybe was a little bit longer than that. Yeah, there shouldn't be any boredom. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and let's go forward and see if this thing will start. And not fly off into the sky. Please don't fly off into the sky. It's going to be so annoying. Did I turn the fuel on? I may have not turned the fuel on. Nope, fuel is on. Like wants to. Nope. Yeah, it's you can do everything right and it won't do it. So you kind of have to do it to its own requirements, which sometimes is weird. So it'll do it. Maybe full throttle, half throttle. Oh, you know what? I remember what it was. We had this problem last time. Is I didn't have the throttle set high enough for the prime. If you just crack it a little bit, it won't do it. You have to put it like at half throttle. That's what it was. All right, let's try that. Crap, I wish I would have remembered that. So usually when you're priming it, you know, some planes will require mixture full in to start, or sometimes, you know, like the fuel injected 172 that I fly, pull the mixture out, and then when it kind of coughs, you put the fuel back in. But you want the throttle cracked a little bit, and this one you can't crack it a little bit. You have to put it halfway. And it's kind of per, like below minimums, like you said, it's like per plane kind of. Yeah, ours we just crack it a little bit, and it's just per plane. But the Bonanza that Brad flies, it's definitely not full throttle. But every airplane is different. Let's get the avionics on. That's good. Yeah, no, every airframe is different. It could be the same exact plane, but just a different registration number. It could be completely different.
Orange County.
It depends on who's
John Wayne Airport, ATC information, Quebec.
Yeah.
0153 Zulu. Wind 070 at 11. Visibility 10. 18,000 scattered. Temperature 18. Dew point -8.
High altimeter.
Altimeter 3021.
Wow.
Arriving and departing runways 2 left, 2 right.
Cool.
Visual images in use.
That's Quebec.
VFR departures, contact, clearance, delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and inlet following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. Have information, Quebec. John Wayne Airport.
So let's get iPad here to get the flight plan. I feel like I've done this flight so many freaking times, but you start off just with the point-to-point I like manipulating the actual line versus going in sequence in the flight plan tab, because if there's a way to go straight point to point, that's obviously the preferred route. So you just kind of work your way backwards from point to point. And in this case, we're gonna.
Hey, bird, whoa, buddy.
Information Canada.
Information Canada. Flight, thank you very much for the subscription for 8 months. 8-month streak. That's crazy, man. I really appreciate that. It's weird that it's already been 8 months. All right, so I'm gonna look for. I want to close the catalog there. We're gonna go find the LA TAC chart supplement, which is right here. Northbound, we're gonna go the special flight rules, which we're actually already on that page right here. It's the 132 radial from Santa Monica. There's a couple of other things on here. We've gone over this a million times, but the frequency, it's a Unicom essentially, and it's 128.55, which is noted right there. And then our altitudes are up here. So we're going to be going northwesterly, so our altitude is going to be 4,500 feet. And I don't want to keep that there. Clear, yes. Oh, because it's not on there.
Hey, bird, whoa, buddy.
Morning Bill and all. Winking face.
Good morning, Finbar. Winky face. We're flying in your beautiful F33 tonight. Good to see you, man. Happy Monday. The other thing on here that is kind of missed about this transition, and really when you're reading any transition, try to read all of it, because you never know what might make your life a little bit easier. There's a specific tiny little portion of this TAC chart, of this this transition, that makes it very, very easy. You know, if you're student pilot, private pilot, not used to flying in SoCal, and come across this looks very intimidating at first. I was intimidated by it at first, and I didn't find this little piece of information until much later. But you have an altitude that you need to fly at, and you have a particular route that you need to fly for some of these VFR, special flight rules, corridors, and some are more particular than others. You've got down here a paragraph that talks about how to navigate, you know, just some of the rules under section 91.215, blah, 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 1201 prior to entering. So there's some specific stuff on there that you have to do. But right up here, there's a little part that says lateral limits. Now, this transition is wanting you to fly the 132 radial from the Santa Monica VOR, which is a very specific thing to ask to be on that radial. And you've got check-in locations to call out along your route. You've got Imperial Highway, you've got LAX itself, you got Bologna Creek, and you got Santa Monica, the Santa Monica VOR. But the lateral limits going north is, well, I should say the north is Manchester Boulevard and Imperial Highway. So that's what it's saying here, where you got North and South Imperial Highway and Manchester. It's calling specifically this part right here. There's Manchester Boulevard and Imperial. So it's telling you that while you're in the Bravo, you need to be the transition really starts at Imperial and ends at Manchester, even though you've got this full line that goes all the way out. But what is missed a lot of the time is the lateral limits from the east and the west. The east lateral limit is the San Diego Freeway, which is commonly known as the 405, and that is a very easy freeway to spot. It just runs parallel with the flight path here. You can see there's 405, and it runs all the way up. So you need to be on the inside of the 405, and on the west, the Pacific Ocean shoreline, which is very easy to see. So as long as you're in between the coast and the freeway, you're within the lateral limits of this transition, which is hilariously broad. So that is freaking crazy. 4 hours till the end of shift. So yeah, this is freaking hilarious how easy it really is once you read all of it and understand what you got to do. But still, it still makes it fun. As long as you're at your altitude, like just whatever. It's pretty fun. So that is the route, which coming back to here is the Santa Monica VOR. That is not the right. That's not the right one. I wanted to remove that from route. I wanted the VOR, not the airport. And there's the VOR. And switch over to the TAC chart so you can actually see this transition right here. I'm going to grab this and go right here and line it up with these two these two maroon arrows right here and right there. That's roughly the corridor that you fly. And then here's the beginning of it. It's the Hawthorne 405 freeway, and that is a GPS waypoint. And that's really it. That's all you got to do. The other thing that I usually try to amend is the departure out of John Wayne, which I'll do. Huntington Beach Pier is roughly where they send you out. So there's Huntington Beach Pier, and then we're just going straight up and right into Camarillo. So it's that easy, if you consider that being easy, which I think a lot of us take for granted. Being able to do that was not long ago that I was thoroughly confused by all of that, but it just takes time and practice. Kenny, happy Monday. And let's get this in here.
Cessna Skyhawk 204. Fuck.
Happy Monday to you too, Kenny.
Number 54079er SoCal approach the Lindbergh altimeter 3021 information X-ray card.
See, can you see? Do you see what I see?
1021 Mike, contact SoCal approach 119.6.
Information Quebec. Joey Clearance, good evening. Bonanza 204 Lima Echo with information Quebec with like flight following to Camarillo at 4,500. He's gonna.
Hey, bird.
Number 102 Mike, SoCal approach the Lindbergh altimeter 3021.
Finbar, thank you for the gifted sub. That is awesome.
Number 204 Lima Echo. Gentleman clearance confirmed on Bonanza.
Yeah, we're in an F33 slant Gulf Bonanza, and we'll be taking the special flight rules transition northbound as well. 204 Lima Echo.
Number 204 Lima Echo on departure, fly heading 220, maintain VFR out or below 2,400. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 3745.
3745.
San Bernardino Tower, Cessna 2068 Papa, holding short, runway 063 for takeoff.
It's departure, right turn 220 out of below 2,400 feet. Departure frequency 128.1, squawking 3745, 204 Lima Echo.
Number 204 Lima Echo, read correct.
Hey, bird. Whoa, buddy.
And Finbar, another one. Jeez, dude. Finbar, thank you for the gifted sub to Kenny. Quasar, I've watched that new Top Gear trailer so many times now, man. It's awesome.
Clear for takeoff, 2068 Papa.
It's so good. I can't wait for that movie. 220 is the heading. Looks like that was almost the last time we flew this thing. And then our beacon code is 3745.
Number 227 Lima Golf, contact SoCal, approach 119.6.
Are we on alt mode? Should click on, yep.
Number 227 Lima Golf, contact SoCal, approach 119.6.
And I don't remember what the name of the other run-up is. I'm assuming it's the Southwest run-up. I should know because it's my own airport, but never been over there. Taxiways.
Number 227 Lima Golf.
Southwest
approach
run-up.
Limburg altimeter 3021.
Have a good one, B7. John McGround, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, ACI West taxi to Southwest run-up.
Number 204 Lima Echo, John McGround. Taxi to the run-up via Bravo.
Southwest run-up via Bravo 204 Lima Echo. Very, very weird.
Number 1021 Mike, expect the Bravo clearance, call it 7 miles north of Mission Bay.
It's too high quality. I don't think that's it. I think it's rejecting it flight is what it's probably doing. It's not an over quality. Just going, dude, you're a freaking RJ pilot. RJ captain. All right. A little bit more of a gingerly pace compared to when Brad is at the controls of a Bonanza. But I am not in a rush. Can help out our fuel consumption though, and lean ourselves out there a little bit. That's awesome, man. Yeah, those sim pictures looked freaking cool, dude. And I'm assuming that that's a program that's so you obviously know everything about the plane, but it's a program that
2068 Papa,
gives you different information, or is it just confirming you know the information that you already know? Okay, there's Echo, and we're right after Echo. Here is the awkward run-up. It's actually not awkward at all. It's just I've never been on it. So we're right down here now.
Hey, bird. Whoa, buddy.
Single Coil, thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate that, man. Welcome tonight. Happy Monday.
Pull up. Pull up.
Joe the Bro, thank you very much for following. Welcome. Enjoyed me and Brad waving at you. Get you into the Captain PIC mindset again. PIC and SSE mindset are quite different. Okay, that makes sense. I follow you there. That's cool. More of the hands-on stuff versus the radio, and I guess you're functionally doing things a lot differently. Okay, so let's get the mixture going there, and if memory serves, we're at 1600. That's a good drop there. Also a good drop there. And now I apologize, everybody.
079er traffic,
Shield your
3
ears
o'clock, 3 miles
for the
eastbound.
horror
Leave it to citation
of
at
this prop being
3,500.
cycled.
We're 227 Lima Golf traffic, 9:30 o'clock, 3 miles southbound. A Skyhawk
So-
at 5,000.
So gross. We will just close that there. Let's go over. All right, let's also do a control check here because I have been caught out before on the sim, so let's do that check. That looks good. Looks good as well. Cowl flaps. Those work. I am going to turn off this if you guys want that back. Let me know, but I'll pop that up when the time comes. 26.8 set tower. Joey Grounds, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, continue.
For 204 Lima Echo, runway 2 left, taxi via Bravo Delta.
2 left, Bravo Delta 204 Lima Echo. What airport is this? It doesn't even make any sense. Neuromancer. I can, but I am going to wait until it's all finished and there is some good news attached to it. But I will. I promise there's going to be lots of I want to say feedback, but there'll be a full debrief on
San
it.
Diego Bravo Airspace.
Flight Passage, happy Monday.
Airport in sight and expect runway 27.
Good evening to you. There's Delta.
The 54079er, disregard.
2 left. So weird. Okay, stop there and let's do 28.1. There we go. Jowing Tower Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, holding short 2 left.
November 204 Lima Echo, John Wayne Tower, runway 2 left, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 2 left, 204 Lima Echo. Neuromancer, great question. Give me one moment and I'll tell you exactly. I've got 500 gigabytes set aside for it right now. And that's pretty light, I would say. Okay, lights, camera, and action. Here we go. Remember, this thing needs a lot more right rudder.
Approaching runway 02 left.
Contact Lindbergh Tower,
A
118.
lot more right rudder on the takeoff roll than the 172 does, even the new rep.
Lindbergh Tower, good evening, Baron 1021, Mike, 1500, full stop. For 1021 Mike, Lindbergh Tower, enter right downwind, runway 27.
I know what you meant.
The bird are cleared to land.
Okay.
Clear runway 27, Baron,
There is
she got loud again.
green. Airspeed's
Alright.
alive. Get the gear view. Let it drift a little too much.
Up.
Don't want to cut it too close on this side with the tower right there.
55 Juliet's ready to taxi with takeoff for northeast.
Felipe Galvin, thank you very much for following. Welcome aboard. Let's make it a little bit quieter.
For 2068 Papa.
Yeah, I got a terabyte. I got a 1 terabyte SSD
Airport,
for it.
maintain VFR and transition approved. Maintain VFR at or below 2,500.
Yeah, and I just got the terabyte SSD to put all of the tiles on on the same drive and just have it all
5055 Juliet, say direction of flight.
on a
We're going to be departing to
SSD so it could load faster because I was having some issues with it loading.
50, correction, 55 Juliet, Chino ground runway 8 left,
It's
taxi
bumpy
via Alpha.
today.
8 left via Alpha, 55 Juliet.
Saw some footage of some friends flying today into John Wayne, and they're getting tossed around exactly
4
like
Lima
this.
Echo, radar contact departure.
Departure 204 Lima Echo. What's up, Scooby? But hi, hello. We'll just wave. SoCal departure, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo 1,500, restricted 2,400.
Number 204 Lima Echo, SoCal departure, cancel heading and altitude restrictions, maintain VFR.
Oh, nav, maintain the VFR 204 Lima Echo, thanks. What's up, Ryan? Would it slow it down, or would the RAM take care of that from the HHD? It would slow it down a little bit. I mean, RAM, I definitely need a RAM update.
Number 227 Lima
But
Golf,
you're either loading it or
Bravo
not.
clearance.
You're loading the tile or you're
Within
not.
7 miles from Mission Bay.
And I don't think it triggers it really, if that makes any sense. I could be talking complete nonsense, but from my understanding of it is when a tile is loaded in,
Oh my god, I love airplanes and I love Brad. Holy shit.
not the time that it takes to load, but when it actually decides to load is really more of the issue than how long it takes, because it could obviously take a lot longer to load up, but if it loads it up sooner and you've got a lot of RAM, then it doesn't really matter too much. But I think the problem is it loads when you need it there, so by the time you're there, it's like pulling from the hard drive and causing issues. So yeah, the level of detail really I mean, it gets out of hand really quick. If like zoom level 17, which is the zoom level that I have this tile set at, that's not a good spot to look at it. Maybe right there. That's zoom level 17. That's pretty high res, and this is a big ass file. But if you're flying into this area, it will. I mean, it's you know, with my computer, which is, you know, admittedly not a supercomputer, it will take some stuttering, and I try to load it in. I try to load in the tile when I first start out by doing a little zoom around the plane, and that helps with loading the scenery before I take off. But yeah, RAM will help, but having it on an SSD always
For
helps.
102 Mike, taxi to parking via Charlie Hotel this frequency.
What's up, Dave? Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm happy the way that this tile turned out. I wish the waves would be crashing, but can't have everything. Let's start. Wrong button. Don't want to pull out the mixture completely. Just don't want it all in. That loop around, I definitely remember. Yeah, the little loop around will load in the full tile. But if you can imagine flying into different areas with different tiles, those have to load up at some point. And you know, the whole thing working together is what will help make that transition run smoothly. And sometimes it's just, I take it as kind of unavoidable a little bit. I don't know if that's, you know, the right way to look at it or not, but once I'm in the area, crap. Once it's loaded up, then it's fine, and these tiles are pretty big, and the planes that I fly are pretty slow, so it'll take a while for me to run out of a tile, and you know, then the next one will load in. But and I do, you know, I do was I gonna say? I totally forgot what I was freaking gonna say. Oh, I do fly in the same area with this big ass tile too. So if I fly out of it, and then come back into it, it's like, holy crap, dude. You want us to load this whole freaking thing? Yeah, I do want you to load this whole freaking thing. That's why I placed it there.
5055 Juliet, Chino Tower, runway 8 left, cleared for takeoff.
So what I was just doing there as I was getting all out of shape was setting the OBS here for the 132 radial, just to track it inbound, because we're coming at it at an angle. But once we get there, we know from that lateral limit discussion that we could be way off and still be totally legal to fly through that. So I like to be as precise as I can in a situation like this, but the reality is it's just a guideline for this transition. The one coming back, though, we will need to be on the actual radial. But for this one, not so much. Oh, you know what? And I just realized I just kept on flying. We need to get down here. Just blabbing away. Didn't realize that I was 65 or 650 feet above my altitude. We did it. Good. Do you have at least I-5 6600K 60 from yes, well 1070. I don't have a 1070, I have a 1060, but it's a 6 gig. So I have an i5 6700K at 4.6, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a 1066 gig. And then I have got a M.2. I don't actually think it's an NVMe, but it's an M.2, which kind of doesn't really matter at that point. M.2 SSD running the simulator itself. So and it works totally fine, unless you're planning on doing something dramatically different than this. You're probably more than okay. Okay, I need heading bug. Let's get thing over here.
Circle approach.
Heading
7 miles outside of Mission Bay at 3,500.
That's the X-Plane 11 recommended requirements.
Or 227 Lima Golf, clear to enter San Diego Bravo airspace. Maintain VFR.
Where are we going, bud? Oh, no. Oh, there we go. You have to turn it on. Step 1.
We're 079er, turn left heading 090, contact SoCal approach 124.
Message highlights? I don't even know how that works.
Left heading 090.
Is that something that you guys did or something that I did?
0700. Number 7 Lima Golf, advise the airport inside, expect runway 27.
Advise airport inside, expect runway 27 Lima Golf.
Oh, I see. Okay, I got it. Well, thank you, Ryan. That's. I appreciate your viewership.
227 Lima Golf. Contact Lindbergh Tower 118.3.
Contact Lindbergh Tower 118.3.
Oh, I can set the redemption levels? Got it. Let's get this thing set up here. What's a good
SoCal approach?
That's actually not
level 5,000.
It's not bad. Manifold pressure could be a little bit more.
54079er SoCal approach. Altimeter 3021 information X-ray current at Lindbergh.
That would be pretty. That would be pretty good. 14 gallons per hour. 14 and whatever.
3021 and expect visual approach. Is it okay if I request the localizer 27 approach? 0700.
0700, yeah, we can arrange that. I forgot you were on the radio.
Thanks, 0700.
Little situational awareness here. go to phone. Why does your iPhone have... Why does the iPhone have your message highlighted but not Xbox? Weird. Probably because you can't highlight a message on Xbox, so it doesn't even show you and tease you with that option. All right, we are a little bit off on our trace, which is...
We're 204 Lima Echo traffic, slightly right of your 12 o'clock, 9 miles. Opposite direction, it's an Archer at 3,000, 4,000.
We'll be looking out for that traffic 204 Lima Echo. Is he coming off the special flight rules transition 204 Lima Echo?
Or 39er Juliet negative. He's a departure out of LA.
Alright, roger that for Lima Echo. I'm going to start turning now. So there's no real trick to lining up on this radial. Usually, I flew out a little bit more offshore than I wanted to. You can see where the line is. So I'm ending up over Torrance right now, and I think he's staying at his altitude right now. But I want to intercept this radial, which it looks like it's starting to happen a little bit right now. Whoa,
For 2068 Papa, advise San Gabriel Valley Airport in sight.
What is the command to list the commands?
2068
I don't know. Maybe exclamation point command? Try that. I don't really have that many of them. Most of which are not have not been updated. Like the route. That's probably super...
227 Lima Golf Lindbergh Tower, thanks for
super out of date.
Right base, runway 27, clear to land. For 68 Papa, thanks. Contact Del Monte Tower 121.2.
121.2 for 68 Papa, thank you very much.
SoCal approach, Cherokee 901 39er Juliet, 3,300.
90139er Juliet, SoCal approach, hello, the John Wayne altimeter 3021, maintain VFR.
Maintain VFR, 300 Juliet.
For 4 Lima Echo, you're looking for the CIFRA, correct?
That is affirmative. Yeah, we can drop the radar services here, 204 Lima Echo.
For 204 Lima Echo, radar service terminated, squawk and maintain VFR, frequency change approved.
Okay, 1201, frequency change approved, 204 Lima Echo. Alright, let's do... and... yeah, this one you don't get cleared. So there we go. Special flight rules transition. Bonanza 204 Lima Echo 4,500 northbound over Torrance. Special flight rules. There's a command. Let's see if that Nightbot is doing his thing. There it is. Thanks, Nightbot. Once we get to Camarillo, we're going to have a tiny little intermission, and I would like to show everybody the Christmas decorations that I labored for many weeks on. It's pretty windy outside, I can hear it, but I do want to show you guys. It's pretty funny. It'll be as much of a test on how to show this as it will be to actually showing it. Here's a good example of that lateral, I mean, I'm on the radial right now, which is a little bit weird. I wonder if that's not entirely set correctly. Yeah, it's not. That's more of the radial. Let's get over there just for fun. That's SimFlyer, hello. Hopefully my controlling wasn't too immersion breaking tonight. See you on the way back. Not at all, man. That's awesome. No, not emergent braking at all. So we're about to intercept there. So VATSIM Flyer, John Wayne in particular, and I'm sure you've been told this because a lot of PilotEdge operations, as you know, focuses around John Wayne, which is great because it's a fantastic airport. But it does things so weird and so different sometimes. I'm not really doing a good job here. Special Flight Rules transition, Bonanza 4,500 northbound over Manchester. Special Flight Rules. Let's see here. Once I get through this part, then I will continue what I was about to say. Special Flight Rules transition, Bonanza is 4,500 over the north complex of LAX. Special Flight Rules. But it's so weird that it's really tough when you do fly there in the real world, and then come on VATSIM where things are done arguably the right way, but different from how they do it at John Wayne, because John Wayne does it differently. The 132.25 frequency, which I've somehow remembered, and that's probably not even right, it's probably 2.3. I think it's 2.5. 132.25, they never ever use that frequency. Special Flight Rules transition, Bonanza 4,500 northbound over Bologna Creek. Special Flight Rules. So that's, like, if you look at the chart, there's no way to know that they don't ever use that frequency for ground operations. There's also no way to know that the two clearance delivery frequencies are combined, and they don't care which one you use. You can use 18.0 or you can use 21.85. Whether you're VFR or IFR, it's the same guy. So things like that you don't really get from a chart or in any SOPs that would cover multiple airports. So when I was first learning PilotEdge and the real John Wayne, it was kind of a tug of war over what I was learning in each location translating to the real thing or to PilotEdge, and being able to make sure that I was kind of helping update PilotEdge, like, hey, oh, by the way, they do it this way in the real world, and they've kind of since updated that, versus the real John Wayne when I'd go on 32.25 and they're like, yeah, dude, no, go to 20.1. Special Flight Rules transition, Bonanza 4,500 over Santa Monica, exiting northwest. Last call, Special Flight Rules. Okay, let's do 342. Will the real John Wayne please stand up? You goofy bastard of an airport. SoCal approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo 4,500, just off the Special Flight Rules transition northbound over Pacific Palisades. Like to pick up flight following inbound to Camarillo.
Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, SoCal squawk 5356, ident.
5356, 204 Lima Echo. And we'll throw him an ident too. What is it? Is it ident?
I'll throw him an ident too.
That's right.
Or 133 Bravo November LA ground away 25 London Golf, taxi via Alpha Golf.
Split the airspace.
Bonanza 4 Lima Echo radar contact about 7 miles northwest Santa Monica Airport. The Burbank, altimeter 3021. Understand you're a Bonanza 33, I believe. What's your en route altitude and destination?
Yeah, affirmative. F33 Bonanza Slant Golf. We're going to be at 4,500 inbound to Camarillo, 204 Lima Echo.
Lima Echo, roger. Port Camarillo Airport, site. The altimeter over there is at 3024 altitude.
All right, we'll let you know we have it in sight, 204 Lima Echo.
I think most Cessna drivers would be freaking out.
Is that you killing the keyboard? Which one? Well, welcome back, Ryan.
Oh, go away.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Where'd you find that, Neuromancer? Pretty. We're making good time. 9 minutes. Yeah, I feel like we're like this plane's running smooth. That's a lovely little shot right there, maybe, except for those shadows. That's pretty terrible looking. Oh, from the 15 commands. Oh, that's one of them? Alright, peace out, Neuromancer. I didn't even realize that was one of them. That looks good right there. One of the 15 commands that I have. This is a awesome flight.
Jackie 4 Foxtrot Golf, use contact runway tower 126.8. Good day. 126.8, see ya.
This is a really cool flight because it has a bunch of different things incorporated into it. You've got a Charlie airport, you got a Delta, you got a Bravo transition, you've got radials to deal with, you've got PilotEdge stuff. There's a lot of different things to think about on this flight. Careless, thank you very much for
Echo, you approach 124.7.
24/7 204 Lima Echo. Thank you for the follow. Point Magoo approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo 4,500. Get to it below. What time is it now? Oh yeah, you got some time, but yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, you crap. Go, dude. Go fly. Oh, you don't have the plane until 8:30. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, we'll let you know we've got Camarillo in sight, 204 Lima Echo.
Destination ATIS is 126.025.
126.025. That is so nice.
Pull up.
Navpi, hello.
Pull up.
025. And Navpi, thank you very much for following. I appreciate that. Welcome aboard. It's bumpy out here. What's the weather?
Clear. Temperature 16. Dew point -10. Altimeter 3024. Arriving and departing runway 8. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions.
That's 176, turn right hotel, contact ground.
Right at hotel, contact ground. See ya!
I love that one.
Camarillo Airport, ATIS Information Alpha, 0155 Zulu. Wind 070 at 19er, gust 27.
Oh.
Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature...
Oh, boy. 19? Winds are 19 knots? Gusting to 27? Holy
Echo
crap.
VFR traffic 3 o'clock, 3 miles, southbound 3,600 indicated type unknown, opposite unverified.
Alright, we'll be looking out for that traffic, 204 Lima Echo. Holy crap.
For 133 Bravo November, radar contact, kind of departure.
I didn't even bother looking, man. I knew it was windy out of John Wayne. I had no idea it was going to be this crazy. That's awesome. All right, well, hold on to your butts.
Departure of 133 Bravo November at 2100 to 133.
080.
133 Bravo November.
So it's straight down the runway, which is fine, but still gusting 27 in any direction is fun. We're getting freaking tossed. Getting tossed. Oh god, it's so funny. Oh, that would just be, it would just be miserable right now. It'd be so miserable. Ugh. Upon we go approach Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, we just have Camarillo in sight.
Red 204 Lima Echo, radar services terminated, squawk VFR, kind of Camarillo Tower 128.2.
Alright, Camarillo Tower, squawking VFR 204 Lima Echo. See ya! Switch over to him. Okay. I'm going to disconnect the autopilot as well. Camarillo Tower, good evening. Bonanza 204 Lima Echo with information Alpha, 10 miles to the east, full stop.
204 Lima Echo, Camarillo Tower. Enter right downwind for runway 8, the wind 070 at 19er, gust 27, altimeter 3024.
Alright, right downwind for runway 8, 204 Lima Echo. Wish us luck. Yikes. He's gonna give you runway 26. Oh my god, we'd float all the way to Oxnard. Yikes. The first time I flew into Camarillo, they were using runway 8, which is not quite as rare as John Wayne using 2. But still pretty rare. You usually will get the straight in from here. You'll usually get 26. But the first time I went in there, it was 8. And then the second time when I went in there by myself was 26, which was fine.
November 133, November, contact SoCal departure 134.9.
Okay, 877. Keep it fast coming through here. Let's start getting everything situated. To the fuel tanks. I'm out of practice, Ryan, on the manual fuel tank.
Bravo number SoCal departure, leaving Bravo airspace. Cancel altitude restriction, resume on navigation.
Let's get some more props. Slow us down a little bit. Need to dump some altitude. We got a nice squared off terrain here that we can use for a pattern. All right, we're still a little too high, so I'm gonna configure a little bit early. So let's go full props, full mixture, lights are on. Let's get the nose up here, and there's Oxnard, by the way. That's how close together they are. Let's get the speed coming down, gear coming down. Gear is down and 3 green. Cow flaps are open. Let's get some flaps in there. And we'll make our right base here. Camarillo Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, right base for runway 8.
204 Lima Echo, runway 8, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 8, 204 Lima Echo. Okay, I'm gonna keep the speed up a little bit here, or at least keep the power in because of the gusts. This is like freaking bouncy as hell. So I'm gonna be a little bit high and a little fast. We have plenty of runway, but this headwind is going to be crazy. So being super high, I can get really slow over the ground and maintain altitude. And just basically like on a treadmill coming in here.
Birds.
So there's 60 knot ground speed right now, and I'm at 80. So yeah, that is no joke. Let's leave this approach flaps in. Not gonna go full flaps. I don't want this thing to turn into a freaking wind sail. Six 65 over the ground. Airspeed is at 80. That's awesome. It's really windy outside right now. Okay. Tons of runway.
33 Bravo, November, contact.
Don't have to force it down. There's 1,000-foot markers. Whoa. Holy crap. Whoa. Holy crap.
Whoa. Found it. Hello.
Not yet. We have it.
Citation 365 Echo Alpha.
That wasn't good.
Station 365 Echo Alpha.
Yeah, I prefer a smooth ride too, Ryan.
Echo Alpha, with information November.
I have been tossed around a few times, and it is not fun.
13,500.
You tried, Kenny. I did not make it easy on you. That was a mess.
Echo Alpha, which type aircraft? Question, what's your type citation model?
550.
Citation 5 Echo Alpha, roger. After departure, fly runway heading. Maintain VFR at or below 1,500 till dives. Departure frequency 120.5.
I kind of feel like we need to find some more wind.
Fly runway heading. Maintain VFR at 1,500. Departure frequency 120.55.
Let's get a bigger play.
Squawk 3772.
The solution to all problems.
Station 5 Echo Alpha, read back correct.
Camarillo Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, clear of runway 8 at Bravo. I'd like to taxi back to the run-up at the end of 8 for a departure briefing.
At this frequency.
Dude, I fly that citation VFR all the time. Camarillo Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, clear of runway 8 at Bravo. I'd like to go down to the run-up at the end of 8 for a departure briefing. Yeah, smooth air, man. Did he hear us? Did I step on his readback? Possibly? Camarillo Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo. Are we still on? Still on, I guess. Camarillo Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo. Yeah, that's weird, Ryan. Oh, they're doing a voice. They're doing a change. Yeah, top of the hour is when they usually change over. Let's see if anybody's there. Camarillo Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo. Okay, while we wait for that, I want to show you guys my Christmas decorations. Hang on one second. I gotta put some shoes. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work. We're gonna find out. It's really windy outside right now. So... Alright, you ready? Here we go. I don't know if I'm going to have audio with this. I'm going to act as if I do just in case audio does come through. But if not, this is the outside of my house, and our theme this year was Die Hard. So I will take you on a tour of the outside of my house.
Camarillo ground, Simpson 9398 uniform, taxi from southeast ramp, departure to the north, information Romeo. For 938 uniform towards ground. Sorry, runway 29 right, taxi via Juliet. 29 right via Juliet for 98 uniform.
Santa Barbara ground, 5 Echo Alpha, parting at the North FBO, ready for taxi.
For 365 Echo Alpha, Santa Barbara ground, runway 25, taxi via Juliet.
25 via Juliet, 365 Echo Alpha.
Santa Monica ground, good evening, Cherokee 924 Delta Bravo with Mike at South Transient Parking. Ready for taxi and will be a VFR departure to the northwest.
For 924 Delta Bravo, Santa Monica ground, runway 21, taxi via Bravo.
Did that work?
21 via Bravo, 92 Bravo.
For 39 Juliet, expect Bravo clearance about 7 miles north of Mission
No
Bay.
audio, but we saw it all. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. And that's my setup, by the way. I don't know if I've shown anybody this, but this is the setup that I have. Make sure there's nothing incriminating.
Greeny Tower, Simpson 969
So this is the super modest setup.
Juliet, departure to the north.
Stick, throttle, pedals down there, radio stack, all of this crap. So meta. Oh my god.
Sorry, calling for taxi, who is that?
Greeny Tower,
Oh my god, that's freaking trippy. Oh, that's freaking trippy.
For 903, 908, uniform, Torrance Tower, runway 29 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 29 right.
Right, Gorian, fantastic. Yeah, and then the PC is just down there. All wadded up. So that's it. That is it. Pretty cool. Well, thank you for letting me show you my Christmas decorations. That took me forever. Let's check out the freaking
Santa Barbara
winds,
Tower,
dude.
Citation 365 Echo Alpha. Only short runway.
Let's see if there's anything
Juliet,
spicier
ready for
than
departure.
20. So 28. That's pretty spicy.
For 365 Echo Alpha, Santa Barbara
We kind of
Tower,
want
runway
some
25,
crosswind
cleared for takeoff.
action, right?
25, clear for takeoff. 365
Let's
Echo Alpha.
see, 350 at 17. That's not too bad. Burbank has too many runways. And that's 6. That's hilarious.
For 901,
John Wayne may be
Juliet,
picking
please
up right
enter
now.
San Diego Bravo airspace. Advise the field inside. Expect runway 27.
13. It seems like it's super windy outside right now. Dr. Ocean, what's happening? Flight of Vegas from Torrance. Side-loaded a bit last week in crosswind. That's alright, man. That's alright. Camarillo Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, clear runway 8 at Bravo. Like to taxi back to runway 8 for departure.
For 204 Lima Echo, runway 8, taxi via Hotel Echo.
Hotel Echo, runway 8, 204 Lima Echo. See you later, Camarillo. I like you a lot, but we're out of here. So far, so good on the Bonanza.
39 Juliet, contact Lindbergh Tower 118.3.
Yeah, they still do the t-shirt cutting. It hasn't been played out.
San Diego Tower, Cherokee 901-39 Juliet, 8 miles to the north, 4,200, request full stop landing.
We're 901-39 Juliet, Limburg Tower, enter right downwind runway 27, clear to land.
Right downwind 27, clear to land, 39 Juliet.
For 5 Echo Alpha, radar contact, contact departure.
Departure 5 Echo Alpha.
I'm too old for that shit. Dude, you gotta do it, man. Just do it. Yeah, I picked a shirt that I wasn't gonna be upset that they cut. And Julia
For 365 Echo Alpha,
framed it
Santa Barbara departure,
with a
radar
picture
contact,
from that
correction,
day.
disregard. Cancel heading and
Which
altitude
is
restrictions, maintain VFR.
super cool. Like my instructor drew on it and stuff. Let's see, I can now show you this. It's a super nice mat too. That turned out nicely, but he like wrote the actual runway on there, which is pretty funny. And off the runway we go. Off the taxiway we go. But yeah, that was very, very cool to have. It's cool to have that hanging up, and that's, I don't know. It's oddly enough, and Ryan, you will probably feel the same way, I bet too. As momentous as an occasion for soloing for the first time is, I was and still am feel a lot more proud and happy and whatever about the cross-country flight. Being able to actually fly somewhere else and do the whole thing. You're doing the whole flight alone, whereas your first solo, even the 2, maybe 3 solos in between the initial and the cross-country, you're still at the airport. You never really leave the airport. But when you actually do everything by yourself, you get in the plane, you do the run up, taxi, take off, navigate, all that stuff by yourself. That's freaking cool. Yeah, even the practice area, like you're going point to point, and it's all you. Okay, I have to take a quick bathroom break, so just gawk at Finbar's amazing livery there for just a minute.
St. Louis Tower, Cessna 7443 Tango, 6 miles south, landing with Yankee, St. Louis Tower.
For 7443 Tango, St. Louis Tower, stay position.
St. Louis Tower, 7443 Tango, can you repeat that? Over.
7443 Tango, St. Louis Tower, stay position.
St. Louis Tower, 7443 Tango, 5 miles south, landed with Yankee.
7443 Tango, roger. The wind is calm, altimeter 3025, enter left base, runway 29, clear to land.
NavPi, dude, that's awesome, man.
Clear to land, runway 29er, Cessna 7443
That
Tango.
747-800 is unbelievable plane. That's super cool, man.
For Center Juliet, that's not so already, runway 27, clear to land.
All right, same deal from the last time. We're going to go just point to point here. Except this time we need to be a little bit more specific on where we're going. Still the TAC chart. If we go to documents and pull up the TAC supplement, we're going to be taking the coastal route. The coastal route and the special flight rules are really the only two transitions that you'll need. The mini route effectively does not exist anymore. The Hollywood Park route is basically for people coming in from San Diego. And the same for this, really. The Coliseum route is also for people coming in from San Diego, just from a different direction. So those are kind of out, at least for my purposes, flying out of John Wayne. So mini route doesn't exist. You got the coastal or the special flight rules, or you can go around. What? Tanks? Oh, there are colors on these charts now. That's nice. Yeah, this is reversed because it's in night mode, but this is what they normally look like. But I always have it in night mode just because it's way less harsh. But this is what they would normally look like. So the coastal route right here is the specific radial. So it's a 323 and then 132. So 323 inbound and 132 outbound. And those are depicted on the chart as well. But this is coming from the LAX VOR.
I am out of here. Have a great night. I'll see you in the morning.
Which is right there. And you basically just follow these lines right up there. You don't have to get too crazy on it. For a 4 flight, you do have to fly it a little bit more, a little bit more exact than the other one, but you're not actually going to use 4 flight for that part. We're going to actually look at the radial from that part. So there you go.
Before 310, you're required to read back the runway assignment. I need you to read back runway 29 clear to land.
Yeah, night mode looks kind of funky sometimes, but it does help at night reading those PDF documents if it's black. So I usually keep it that way. I do the same on the JEP ones. Yeah, I prefer it too. And again, like when I'm at night, like laying in bed reading PDFs, it does a blanket night mode on all PDFs. So POHs, charts, anything like that, ACS stuff, whatever. So it flips everything.
2-1, clear for takeoff, 94 Delta Bravo.
Just realized that we need clearance here. Actually, I take that back. We can just depart. We can just depart, and we're going to be Point Magoo. Point Magoo clearance and delivery. Camarillo clearance.
St. Louis Tower, 43 Tango clear to runway 29er, St. Louis Tower.
43 Tango, taxi to the ramp straight ahead.
Point Magoo 20.4.
Taxi to the ramp straight ahead. 43 Tango.
It's not right though. Let's go. I think Oxnard might have it. What is the Point Magoo? 24/7. That's right. Yeah. Thank you, Vatson. Yeah, 24/7 is what they have you do in the real world. You're on Point Magoo, so that's okay. That's fine. Camarillo Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, holding short runway 8, departing to the east.
204 Lima Echo, Camarillo Tower, runway 8, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 8, 204 Lima Echo. Okay, we got lights. Action. Here we go.
Approaching runway 08.
This is going to be a funky ass takeoff. Clear to the left, clear to the right. What's Santa Paula doing? Before we contact approach, let's see what Santa Paula's doing. Oh yeah, crap, thanks. And scene. For green. There's the right rudder I was looking for. Nice.
Sunrise 6 into 9398 uniform.
No, 398 uniform, Bonanza Tower.
There we go.
Sunrise Tower,
Finally got it.
uniform is 3 miles south of Port of Pass invalid.
Well, I guess there's not really weather. There's not detail.
Uniform, make straight in for runway 34 left.
It's probably not worth going there. That scenery's not great here.
Straight into 34 left, tip land 9A uniform.
Man, it is bumpy. That scenery is looking pretty nice. The 101 right there. Looks pretty good. And this is not zoom level 17, this is zoom level 16. And it still looks pretty good. Oh, this would be not good. How's everyone else's connection looking? Yeah, I'm showing good. It looks good on my end. 0 dropped frames. I never noticed that. Turn strobe lights off when taxiing in vicinity of other aircraft or when flying in fog or clouds. Standard position lights to be used for all night operations. Get rid of that, I think, right? We are out of Camarillo airspace.
You bastard, that was gonna be money!
Titanium Druid, happy Monday. Brad the Bastard, happy Monday to you as well. Brad, were you getting knocked around like crazy today or what? It is. Just landed at Camarillo and it was gusting 29. Holy crap.
Enter the right downwind for runway 21 at Fort Midfield. Fort of the Bravo, actually correction. Go on and enter the left base for runway 3. Left base for runway 3, quick one.
Let's go 34-2. Yeah. What were the winds going into Santa Monica? Hello, Cessna. SoCal approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, 3,300, climbing 5,500, like flight following to John Wayne via the coastal route.
204 Lima Echo, SoCal approach, squawk 3706.
3706, 4 Lima Echo. Oops. Hey, we didn't end up upside down that time.
204 Lima Echo, radar contact 5 miles east, Camarillo Airport, rank altimeter 3021. Climb maintain the VFR at 5,500.
Alright, 3021 and climb at 5,500 at 204 Lima Echo. Damn, it's bumpy. The winds aloft were not, huh? John Wayne wasn't too bad, and then I got the weather going into Camarillo, and it was gusting 2.9. Like, good lord. NavP. There's a command for bastard. Yes, so those are, yeah, just like audio clips from whatever. They're either from the stream. Actually, I take that back. They could be from all sources. Primarily from real-world flying, but there are a lot of stream and some movie references in there as well. What are some of the good? This, for example, was taken from liveatc.net during Oshkosh this year. This was a legend. What is that? It's like a it's a cub, right?
The White Legend. Hey, you're my buddy, White Legend, because I'm a White Legend.
That was the tower controller, and there was a demo flight of a White Legend. So the guy says White Legend over the island coming, you know, inbound or whatever, and he goes, "Oh, White Legend." Yeah, and then this is me and Brad.
But we know that there are some screws loose in this cabin.
Hello.
Hi.
Good stuff. We're almost there. We'll never end up in... Yeah. Well, luckily there's not that many people listening at any given time, so unless you do something like really freaking crazy, you should be fine. Let's go altitude and turn it on this time.
That was beautiful. Nice radio call, Bill.
That one's fantastic. I really like it. I like that one not only because it's positive reinforcement, but because it was perfectly isolated. The best ones are the ones that happen in the real world that can be easily applied to a sim flight. Which I love that. That was beautiful. This one's a good one too.
Holy S, dude.
And then, of course, probably the most used on landing.
Whoa! Found it.
232.
Hello.
Found the ground.
10 less ground, runway 29.
With the stall horn going off in the back. Dude, like, that's really funny. I forget how good that one is. That's really funny.
Oh my god, I love airplanes and I love Brad. Holy shit.
That one's good too. Welcome back,
Uniform taxi Northwest Hangars by Alpha.
Okay, we're on the 323 radio coming outbound, and the LAX VOR is 13.6. Already had that in. 13.6, and we are going to be 323. 3, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe like that. 3, 2, 3, I would say.
2330 to Camarillo Tower.
And let's pull back the prop a little bit. Dude, you be getting fucking tossed.
30 Charlie, squawk high down.
We're getting tossed right now. Okay. Cruise checklist is complete.
F33, your ident is observed about 5 miles south of the airport. That's approved as requested. Just let me know once you clear the Delta.
So beam Sepulveda. When was it? Oh, it was the long cross country. This is where I got cleared in the Bravo. Was actually further out than this. I was close to Camarillo.
4 Delta Bravo, taxi to ramp.
So yeah, I was already cleared into the Bravo way before this point, which is so nice of them.
Citation 5 Echo Alpha, contact LA Center 125.27.
53176, check it in over Santa Barbara. I'll be heading southbound to John Wayne via the coastal route 5500. 53176, cleared through the class Bravo, maintain 5500. It's like Jesus, dude. It's very nice of you, SoCal. And I did not mean that Vastin Flyer as that was not a challenge. I promise, that was not a challenge.
365 Echo Alpha, LA Center, the LA altimeter 3022. 204 Lima Echo, you can join the coastal route southbound or remain outside the Bravo airspace.
Alright, we'll be joining the coastal route southbound. We'll remain outside the Bravo at 204 Lima Echo. Okay, Brad, if you're there. Obviously this is a different engine, but we got 15 gallons per hour. We got manifold pressure is actually kind of high. But I think these Carinata planes just like yes dear. I think these Carinata planes just like high manifold pressure. But 2300 RPM, 2450 manifold or 24.5 manifold pressure, 14.5 gallons per hour. Does that seem like it's roughly? Yeah, it does need to be leaned out. Way too rich. Yeah, it's running rich.
Number 1306 Charlie, take type aircraft.
Oh yeah, this is a smaller engine, so we could go down a lot further.
1306 Charlie, take type aircraft.
Because don't you run the A36 at like 15?
November 06 Charlie, clear to Burbank Airport via the runway.
So there's 11
procedure to Paradise, and then as filed, maintain 6,000. Departure frequency.
Best power is 15. Okay. So that, yeah, I was just kind of it was at 15 or under 15. And that sounded right, but not in this plane. And this is still pretty rich. A little star right there. Like I think this thing would be way under 10 if don't do that.
06 Charlie, bank correct, Victor's correct. Before Lima Echo, natural cal approach 134.9er.
349 204 Lima Echo.
Echo Alpha negative.
Blind pilot, happy Monday.
232 Mike Zoom.
SoCal approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo 5500. We're close. It's humming along now. SoCal approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo 5500. Yeah. Good eye, Ryan. SoCal approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo 5500.
Or 204 Lima Echo, SoCal approach the LA altimeter 3022, cleared through Los Angeles Bravo airspace, Valley Coast Route southbound, maintaining VFR at 5,500 miles to the Bravo airspace.
Alright, cleared through the Bravo, maintaining 5,500 via the coast route 204 Lima Echo, thanks.
Citation 5 Echo Alpha, kind of Los Angeles.
We'll just do a quick little 360 here. Yeah, Ryan, dude, good catch, man. The SciTech little radio panel, it's really annoying because and this is, again, from the garbage. When I dial in a frequency, sometimes if it's on, like, the edge of the little indent, it'll click over to a different frequency by the time I flip the frequency. Just doing a little 360, Brad. A delayed vector. Had to go full screen. Nice. Yeah, it for sure was off. That's funny. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I got it for free. Like, I can't be too mad at it because I got it for free, and it literally came out of the garbage. It was in a gigantic cardboard box at one of the aviation
232
colleges locally.
Clear for the option.
And a friend just like, hey, they're throwing all this stuff out. Do you want it? And I go, hell yeah, dude, I'll take it. And that's a quirk of it, and it's happened
about a mile and a half.
Not a whole lot, but it happens enough, but not usually to catch it. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Connected to the hotel Wi-Fi next door, and their connection is way better. Nice, dude. All crystal clear.
7443 Tango San Luis.
What is it running at? 30 frames per second? I think I've got it set at 30. 1080p at 30 with my, like, awkwardly colored face. That's a pretty meaty flight.
Mike, so the traffic running prior to arrival to 172.
Charlotte or Durham? Raleigh is a fun town. Good lord. Or at least I should say, I had fun in Raleigh. Eight legs, 15 hours over 36 hours. Dude, that's crazy.
Carolina 2320 Charlie Alcatraz.
Whoa.
Four 310 going east to go ahead and take off if you're going to take off. I've got a guy turning a base to about a mile final, and if you'll take off right now, I'm going to have to cancel your takeoff clearance.
What do we got down here? Santa Monica blinking away. Do we have
7443 Tango, cancel takeoff clearance, hold short runway 29 for landing traffic.
Wow. Where's that happening at?
For 7443 Tango, cancel takeoff clearance, hold short runway 29 for landing traffic.
Oh, there's a bunch of dudes up in
For 2 mics of the traffic, you'll be holding short, so you're clear to go. Runway 29 clear to land, pushing clear for the option.
Once you get lined up on this radial right here, which looks pretty good right there. We're tracking that nicely, but you're basically just aiming it at the VOR, which is at the end of
Number 30 Charlie, no problem.
the runways.
Down for runway
We're looking
7,
good.
clear touch and go.
Oh, we're looking good.
And then let me know your intentions on the go. The wind is 070,
We're looking good,
23,
thank you,
gust 28.
Tony.
Before 3 Tango, next time I need you to take off pretty quickly after you've been given the takeoff
We're
clearance.
looking
Because you hold short there, maybe almost in the make this guy go around. He didn't have to, but it almost turned out to be that way. So next time when you're clear for takeoff, make it a
Wilma.
little quicker, please.
Chatty and Wilma.
Number 43 Tango, runway 29er, clear for takeoff. Make a left close traffic. Report midfield each time.
You know, Brad, I never even bothered with GPSing this because the radial is easy enough. But let's check that out.
Echo Alpha, contact SoCal approach 128.1.
Insert after Camarillo. And what is it? Whoops. Okay, so it's a little bit further up. But that's easy.
SoCal approach citation 365 Alpha, passing 8,300 for 4,000 and requesting clearance to the Bravo, to the San Diego Bravo airspace.
Alright, 365 Echo Alpha, SoCal approach, the John Wayne altimeter 3022.
Look at that.
22.
Yeah, those are nice. Apparently it is a thing, flight, and it is very neat. Ground-based navigation is for dummies. It's fun. I find it fun. So I haven't done it enough to want to figure out a way to do it easier, but if there is a way to do it easier, that is definitely it. That's awesome.
Mike Zulu, runway 29er, cleared for the option.
Give or take a few.
The 365 Echo Alpha, contact SoCal approach 119.6.
119.6, 5 Echo Alpha.
I mean, if that's how many, I guess you are either. Actually, you could be both giving and taking a few.
SoCal approach citation 365 Echo Alpha, passing 6,400 for 4,000 and
Somebody thought it was a good idea to let me fly this
Bravo
thing.
airspace.
The age-old question.
Altimeter 3023, advise you have Yankee.
We have Yankee and 22.
That's not bad right there, right? For the ground navigation for dummies method.
Runway 29er, clear
Using
for the
numbers.
option. You'll be number 2 behind a Skyhawk on about a mile left base.
Hilarious.
Tango, do you have the traffic on
Absolutely flying slant 4 flight. Well, I am confirming via 4 flight.
For the Tango, Roger. Extend your downwind. I'll call your turn.
132. It's just nice when you dial in the heading and then look down and it actually matches your 4 flight track.
Number 2, Mike Zulu, clear to the option runway 29. You got some traffic just off your head to your left there. Opposite direction to Skyhawk extending for you.
132.
Before the Tango, that traffic is just
Why is
passing
that
on your
showing
left
so
wing
far
now.
off? Or 123 is what I meant.
Before 3 Tango, go and turn your base runway 29 and
three.
the option number 2 behind that Skyhawk on about a half-mile final, quarter-mile final.
Is it that far off or is it? Oh, the heading. I had the heading voted off. That's fine.
Head over 30 Charlie, that's approved
It's
as
like I'm not that
requested.
far off.
Proceed on course.
I didn't have the... I moved the heading without moving the radio. That's what. Did someone say slant 4 flight? Hello, Max. Happy Monday. That is definitely a Mafia. You guys are all animals. We're timing this perfectly with the sun, too.
Echo Alpha. I cleared through, Kushner cleared into the San Diego Bravo airspace. Fly heading 120 and maintain VFR at or below 5,000.
Heading 120, clear to the class Bravo, and maintain VFR at or below 5,000. 365 Alpha.
204 Lima Echo, contact SoCal approach 128.1.
28-1, 204 Lima Echo.
Keep Mike to the turn, crossway, and
Altimeter 3022. Arriving and departing runways 2 left, 2 right. Visual approaches in use. VFR departures, contact, clearance, delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information, Romeo.
SoCal approach, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, 5,500. We've got Romeo at John Wayne.
204 Lima Echo, SoCal approach, John Wayne altimeter 3022. Expect runway 2 left, unless you want something else.
I will expect 2 left. Actually, we'll take 2 right. We'll cross over if that's available for right downwind to right for Lima Echo.
204 Lima Echo, no problem. Leaving Bravo airspace, cancel off the restrictions of navigation to the Huntington Beach Pier.
Oh, nav to the pier, 204 Lima Echo. God, it's so freaking weird watching pattern work from the from the 2s. So weird.
232 Mike Zulu, runway 29, clear for the option. Traffic on the go is a 172 following unit pattern.
So I guess we'll cross over the control tower and enter right downwind.
Destination ATIS is 126.0.
Right at hotel, contact the ground. See ya!
Please call for taxi, you're broken. Got 1306 Charlie San Bernardino ground, runway 6, taxi via Alpha.
What? Can I replicate that? Awesome. I have no idea what that was.
Percent 443 Tango, runway
something to do with the
niner.
Sure, I think.
Actually, correction, you got traffic just ahead of you at about a mile, the 172.
It sounds hilarious too when you go to cycle the prop. Alright, where's our pier? There it is.
4 Tango, traffic straight ahead, about a mile, and on the left.
So we're aiming right for that dude.
4 Tango, do you have the traffic in front? 4 Tango, follow back traffic number 2, runway 29er, clear for the option, and turn right about 10 degrees for separation, please.
Beautiful,
traffic,
beautiful SoCal.
Skyhawk, he'll be coming right behind you, so keep your speed up if you can.
Let's give ourselves
and
maybe a
clear for the option. Be advised, next time coming a little closer,
right.
came at about almost a mile and a half out on final. You want to keep it usually within about a mile, 3/4 of a mile, make it easier for everybody else. First 5 Echo Alpha, fly heading 110.
Okay.
110, 5 Echo Alpha.
So we're probably gonna get Well, we'll see what they actually.
Number 204 Lima Echo. The John Wayne Airport is 11 o'clock, 14 miles.
I got the airport in sight. It's 4 Lima Echo.
Number 4 Lima Echo. Proceed to runway 2 right. Connect John Wayne Tower. 109.9.
99 straight to the runway. 4 Lima Echo. It's a little.
4 Lima Echo, only 29 clear for the option.
What?
Number 43 to go, runway 29 clear for the option.
There we go.
Clear for the option, runway 29 is Cessna 443 Tango.
29er? Which 29er do you want to go for? I don't know. Where's the nearest 29er?
St. Louis Tower, Skyhawk 232, Mike Zulu is clear 29er.
All right, so this is interesting.
Charlie, I believe. 232 Mike Zulu, taxi ramp by Alpha. I'll give you a pass on Cat 3. Just make sure you keep your pad it'll tire next time, preferably within a mile maximum. And Cessna or single engine is usually what you want to do. Otherwise, fine.
Holy smokes.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate the pass. 232 Mike Zulu.
John Wayne Tower, good evening. Bonanza 204 Lima Echo approaching the pier with information Romeo. We'd like to request 20 right, closed traffic, crossing over the control tower.
204 Lima Echo, John Wayne Tower, wind 06013, altimeter 3022. We're landing the 2s today. Runway 2 right is what you're expecting. Do you want 20 right?
No, 2 right. I don't know if I said 20 right. 2 right is fine. We'd like to cross over the field and enter a right downwind if that's possible. 204 Lima Echo.
For 204 Lima Echo, proceed to midfield and cross over, enter the right downwind for runway 2 right.
All right, we'll proceed midfield, cross over, and enter right downwind for runway 2 right. 204 Lima Echo. I probably said 20, which is very confusing for everybody.
San Luis ground, Cessna Skyhawk 8823 Juliet, at transient parking request, south departure, taxi with information Victor.
This will be...
Number 8823 Juliet, San Luis ground, runway 29.
So weird. This is so weird doing this.
29 taxi via Alpha,
it feels
8823
so weird,
Juliet.
man. So 1,300 feet, we'll enter the pattern at 1,300 feet, and then drop in and see what we can do. But yeah, flight, freaking mile pattern, holy crap. There are people that are, I mean, obviously we know this, but there are many, many times in the pattern at John Wayne where we're following a guy that's just keeps the longest downwind ever. It's got to be at least 2 miles.
Runway 29, cleared for the option.
It's so bad. And, like, dangerous, too.
Clear for the option. Runway 29 at Cessna 7443 Tango. Chris for stop Cessna 7443 Tango.
For 43 Tango, runway 29 clear to land.
Land. Runway 29 at Cessna.
Dangerous and frustrating. I think a couple of times I've just done a 360 in where my normal downwind is, just to not have to be dictated by somebody else, or not have my pattern be dictated by somebody else, because you can't like undercut them. Unfortunately, I wish you could. God, I wish you could. Some of them you could undercut and still have a 5-minute gap. Okay, still freaking high. Yeah, this is the F33. Oh no, yeah, Brad flies an A36. Which is the same, it's almost an identical panel to this. It looks almost identical. Down to the 430 even. What would be different?
San Luis Tower.
He was telling me
882
something was
Juliet,
different, but I
ready
can't
for
remember.
takeoff.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, I think this is pretty much identical, right, Brad? There was like one other like engine monitoring something that was different.
Hold short 29.
But yeah, which is super, super helpful for me to have the real world experience of the real plane. You know, at least just to know where the freaking buttons are. Oh yeah, the 6 scan one. Yeah, that's right. You like toggle between them. Yeah, those numbers mean nothing. Yeah, it's essentially, it looks to the untrained eye, and probably a lot of trained eyes as well. It looks identical. Yeah, that actually looks pretty nice.
443 Tango, taxi to ramp straight ahead. I'll give you a pass.
Thank you.
For the Tango, just make sure the next time you, if you give takeoff clearance, try to take off within a reasonable amount of time, because you might hold up traffic if you wait too long.
Okay, thank you for the tip. I'll keep that in mind.
Alright, now
Number 5, Echo Alpha, flighting 090.
I have no idea where any of the...
Before the Echo, what are your intentions on the go?
We'll stay right close traffic, 204 Lima Echo.
From the Echo, that's approved, runway 2 right, clear for the option.
Clear for the option, 2 right, 204 Lima Echo.
5 Echo Alpha, contact SoCal approach 124.35.
I think this is probably too tight, potentially, so we'll try it. I'm like high and tight and right over my new office. This view is not doing me any favors right now. I can kind of see, I don't know what my airspeed is. There we go. It's a little slow.
The 365 Echo Alpha.
This is so weird, dude. It's even weirder than being at a new airport. It's like, it's just so weird.
St. Louis ground, Cessna 743 Tango, clear the runway 29 at Foxtrot, taxi to transit parking.
The 365 Echo Alpha, you enter the right base, runway 27, kind of leopard tower 18.3.
Yes, the old Coronado left rudder on takeoff.
By 43 Tango taxi to the ramp straight ahead. Number tower control gave you that instruction already, so you don't need to call ground or anything. Just taxi to the ramp straight ahead.
Yeah, the offset pattern here, D. Crockett is
Tower, Skyhawk 1306 Charlie, ready for departure, runway 6.
part of the procedure.
1306 Charlie, San Bernardino Tower, runway 6, clear for takeoff, wind calm, altimeter 3028. Clear for takeoff, runway 6,
That was a weird little hiccup.
Lindbergh Tower, citation 365 Alpha on the right base for runway 27.
Alright, 365 Echo Alpha, Lindbergh Tower, runway 27, clear to land, wind.
Oh yeah, I didn't even fly. I didn't even see your comment. Yeah.
Clear to land, runway 27, 365 Echo Alpha.
Number 8823, Juliet, you ready to go?
Yeah, that would be so, bro, that would be so bad, dude. Oh my god. That would be so bad.
Number 8823, Juliet, you ready for departure?
8823 Juliet, ready for departure.
November 8823 Juliet, runway 29er, clear for takeoff. Make left closed traffic, report midfield, each time wind calm.
San Luis Tower, this is a request for departure south.
Apologies. After departure, proceed southbound.
29 clear for takeoff. South departure 8823 Juliet. Thank you.
This is wild. Giant Tower 4 Lima Echo, right base 2 right.
For the Echo, runway 2 right, clear the option.
Cleared option 2 right for Lima Echo.
We're 06 Charlie, kind of departure.
Order departure 1306 Charlie.
That's probably a little bit too aggressive of an offset, I think, right?
1306 Charlie, so departure radar contact, Ontario altimeter 3022.
Yeah, this is definitely weird with the buildings right here. There are taller buildings on this end. And Brad, remind me, have you done pattern work, like right close pattern for 2 right? I feel like you'd want to make that turn a little bit later because of those buildings. Giant Tower, Bonanza 204 Lima Echo, midfield, right downwind 2 right. I'd like to pause just briefly if that's okay.
4 Lima Echo, that's fine.
Okay. This is obviously something you do with an instructor before you actually started flying, but that is the beauty of flight sim. So the offset, the 15-degree offset for separation for the 2 runways. Down here, obviously the approach end of the runways are parallel with one another. Well, they're lined up with one another here, so they both start at the same point. On this side, they don't. 2 right is like the last third of 2 left. So I'm wondering if there is less. Well, there's less chance for wake turbulence for landing traffic on the left side, but more chance for wake turbulence for departing aircraft on the left side. So you probably are better off
taxi via Alpha.
Getting it lined up a little bit earlier, so flying a little bit longer downwind and squaring off this a little bit earlier, so you're coming in basically over like right here straight in, I would imagine, and then turning right a little bit quicker off the end here to get away from any wake turbulence. So flyig, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I apologize for butchering your username. If you have a pronunciation key, I would be happy to reread that. So let's try a little bit longer downwind, and then SoFly JG. Got it. All right. Thanks, man. So I think that is, let's try that. Giant Tower, Bonanza 4 Lima Echo, back on the downwind to right.
4 Lima Echo, right 2 right, there's the option.
Cleared option 2 right to 4 Lima Echo. we're still high here by 400 feet. Okay, so let's say that that's the offset right there. This view is kind of tripping me up. I feel like I'm a little bit too far left. Alright, so let's just go right over Echo, right? We'll line it up at Echo. So there's Echo. Now we'll straighten it out. By this time, any landing traffic on the left side would have landed.
St. Louis Tower. Just at Skyhawk 232, Mike Zulu is holding
Got
short.
a little right crosswind.
213 Mike Zulu, San Luis Tower, runway 29, clear for takeoff, left closed traffic, report midfield east.
Pull up. Pull up.
Copy. Clear for takeoff, runway 29, left closed traffic.
Crystal, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. Those were 2, maybe 2.5 really bad landings. Okay, so that we want to turn out a little bit earlier. And I'm gonna be a little bit okay. So now I think that shape works better. Now let's fix the altitude. A little bit further away from those buildings and keep it at 850. Yeah, there is, but I don't know if I really want to thread the needle going slow like that. So there's aiming at the back bay. I think that's probably a good place to aim. Johnny Tower, Bonanza, 4 Lima Echo, midfield, right downwind, 2 right.
3 Juliet, 10 mile north, 4400, inbound for full stop information Victor.
4 Lima Echo, runway 2 right, clear for the option.
Cleared option 2 right, 4 Lima Echo.
Alright, T3 Juliet, Santa Maria Tower, enter left downwind, runway, correction, Echo to right down, enter right downwind for runway 30, port midfield. For 8823 Juliet, Santa Maria Tower, enter right downwind, runway 30, report midfield.
Right downwind, 30, report midfield 8823 Juliet.
Alright, that was a little bit better, and I still ended up high.
232 Mike Zulu is midfield, left downwind for 29er.
November 232 Mike Zulu, runway 29er, clear for the option.
232 Mike Zulu, clear for the option, touch and go.
Stutter there.
And St. Louis Tower, 232 Mike Zulu, how's my space on that?
Great landing.
232 Mike Zulu, much
plug
better.
in. I don't know about that.
Copy. I'd probably start faking pretty soon though if I were you.
Pretty left me, 232 Mike Zulu for 29.
You can set it to do random failures. I mean, it's picky. It's definitely picky. It has failed on me before over Torrance. The engine like totally failed, but not on its own. You have to let it know you want it to fail, basically, and give it parameters just like regular X-Plane, but it's just a little bit more. The rep is more picky with some things and will, if you don't take care of it, it will. Showing tower, Bonanza, 4 Lima Echo, midfield, right down, wind 2 right.
4 Lima Echo, runway direct, clear for the option.
Cleared option 2 right, 4 Lima Echo. That would be nice. Like, yeah, I want my fuel pump to only fail every 10,000 hours. Thanks. That would be just freaking awesome. Let me just have my engine never go out. Just hit Shift F and change my nose strut. I want to do this in the 172 actually. Are there no PAPI lights on this side? Those lights over the runway look pretty pimp. Sweet. Would be slapping me right now. Your instructor doesn't like the high alpha approach. Oh hell! Oh, tank slapper. Tank slapper.
Santa Maria Tower, 8823 Juliet, reporting midfield 30.
All the way.
30, clear to land.
Oh, it's weird going down to Lima.
30 clear to land, 8823 Juliet, thank you.
St. Louis Tower, Skyhawk 232 Mike Zulu is midfield for left downwind for 29. For 232 Mike Zulu, 29er, clear for the option. Clear for the option, 232 Mike Zulu.
Johnny Tower, Bonanza, 204 Lima Echo, cleared of 2 right at Lima, going to ACI West. Dude, Brad, look at this.
204 Lima Echo, taxi to the ramp via Lima and Bravo, cross 20 right, monitored around the other side.
Alright, taxi via Lima and Bravo, crossing 20 right at Lima. Monitor ground on the other side, 204 Lima Echo. Dude, this looks exactly like it, dude. Just the color, the colors right now with that view, with the water tanks and the tower.
Approaching
so
runway 20
awesome.
right.
That is definitely a sim moment right there where it's just, that's what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like and feels like. You know what's more embarrassing than landing short with an engine out? Landing long and running off the end. That's really funny. Yeah, this is freaking sweet. Okay, let's get the strobe off. All right, well, rep pack, F33 rep pack, you did a good job today. See ya, Clouds. Welcome back, Clouds. You did a good job today, man. A couple of weird little hiccups, and I don't know whether to attribute that to Carinado or SimCoders. Probably, I would say it's a little bit more on the Carinado side, if I was a betting man. But that flight is so much fun. That Camarillo flight is awesome. It's really, really good. Old ass beach beacon. Yeah, aren't those things huge? Like, I've seen some of them, I think, that are just like gigantic. Brad, when was the last time you flew into Camarillo? I feel like that has been a while. It has been a while.
Cherokee 728 Charlie, I'd like to pick up IFR to San Luis.
Cherokee 728 Charlie here, knock ground on request.
Brad, you don't happen to know your schedule for the next, I guess, week? Both my parents are going to be in town
Santa Maria Tower,
on Saturday.
Juliet, clear runway 30 at A6.
Both my parents are going to be in town on Saturday. They've never been away for Christmas. This was like a huge win for me to get them to come down here. Like, my sister has a 10-month-old, so this is her second kid's first Christmas. Her son is how old is he? 3. So they got like little kids. They live a mile away from my parents, and I convinced them to come down here for Christmas. And of all the things that you can do in Southern California for Christmas time, the one thing that they wanted to do, that they both said, was, we don't care what we do, we just want to relax, hang out in Orange, and meet Brad. That was it. That's all they said. Going down to 2 captains effective immediately. Yikes. Then 1 for a couple of others. That's crazy. No, my dad is way not current. Yeah, he is very much not current. Medically or aviation wise. Cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome, Brad. What's up, Torbs? Yeah, they get in on Saturday, Brad. So Saturday to the following, I think Friday. They leave on Friday. Time for bed. Neuromancer, thanks for hanging out, man. Kelvo, yeah, it doesn't look...
176, turn right hotel, contact ground.
Right at hotel, contact the ground. See ya!
Looks super pretty. Alright, I don't want to waste this... I don't want to waste the wind. That's a good plane, though. That's a really good plane.